everyone. I hope you are doing well. Before we get to start, can you please all stand up for me for 1 minute? Okay, everybody stand up, please. If I say ha, you guys will clap. If I say D, you guys will clap, okay? Understood? Okay, let's give it a try. So ha, everybody, ha. Me, everybody, me, ha, honey. Thank you so much, guys, for this clap. So before we get to start, I will introduce myself. My name is Ahlem. I'm 23 years old. Yesterday I was 22, but yeah, it's sad. I am a master's student in the University of Bab Zouar, and yeah, I am a Potterhead. So that's what you need to know about me. So the first thing that we are going to start with is my subject. My subject is the power of I am. It sounds a little blurry when I say it like that, I know. But I promise you, by the end of this, you will understand what I mean. I'm going to start with asking a question. Do not answer it right now, but keep it in the corner of your mind. What if you had 24 hours to live? What is the thing that you will want to do the most? Okay, just remember this question and we will get back to it later. So when I was 6 years old, my mother got very, very sick. And I didn't know what was wrong with her. We took her to the hospital and I kept asking, what was wrong with mom? Why isn't she at home? My family members kept telling me, she's fine, there's nothing wrong with her. But actually, my mother got depression. If you have allergies, you will simply say, my mother got allergies. But when it comes to depression, it's like we act like our brain is not part of our bodies. So we would be like, silence, shut up, everybody's talking. But you don't know what's wrong. You don't know what's going on. Our brain is part of our body, and depression is just something that happens to us when we are really tired. So after my mom got depression, I was really lonely. And I've learned that even if sometimes we have thoughts and ideas that we want to say, the society will make us stay silent and will force us to simply not talk. Moving on, when I was in middle school, I got a nightmare called acne. My acne was incurable because it was hormonal. And when you are 13, they don't give you medication because they are afraid that it will change your hormones. So the doctor was like, okay, it's just a phase. But when you are in middle school, acne is not a phase. If you are beautiful, everybody will say, oh, this is a cute 12 years old. And if you have acne, they will say something as devastating as the word ugly. This 12 years old is ugly. And I have felt like I was not enough. I have felt like I was less than I deserved. But again, I was silent because I learned when I was 6 that not all thoughts and ideas deserve to be expressed of. And again, I found myself living in something that I was not. When I was in high school, I met popularity. And you are either popular in high school or a loser. So I didn't want to be a loser, of course, and I settled for popularity. I made some friends that was like nothing like me. They were so different, but yet I was friend with them just because I thought, I don't want to be a loser, I want to be popular. And it was really hard because every day I had to like create this personality and fake something that I'm not just to be popular and beautiful. So yeah, now here comes the big hit. I got my baccalaureate and I moved to this scary place. And believe me, it is a big fight and struggle. I was 2 hours far away from my home with no friends. Because guess what? The people that I was with in high school didn't check on me. They didn't care. They moved on in their life. I was not the center of their attention anymore. So I did what I used to do best. I stayed silent and I stopped going to university. Believe it or not, I told my mom that I wanted to switch to Buzaria University, not because I was not good in math. I got my baccalaureate in a math field, but because I thought that I was not enough to be there. And I thought that I don't deserve to be there and that I will never do it. And so I dropped off on my first year in University of Bab Zouar. And I was staying home. And guess what? I got something that my mom had when I was 6. I got depressed. And I stayed hours and hours and days that turned into weeks in my room, not talking to anyone. And so I went to one of my friends in high school to go and tell them how I feel. And when I checked their profile, their Facebook profile, they've blocked me. Believe it or not, I found myself blocked from somebody's life because they moved on. And I was just in square one, thinking over and over again about the same things I used to do in high school. I was devastated. I felt like nothing. I felt like I was less than nothing. I felt like I was someone that just somebody passed by, while I could not get over myself. And it was then when I decided to do something about it. Before we get to that, I want to ask you 3 questions. And if you can relate, just raise your hands, okay? The first one is, have you ever felt like you are not truly being yourself in your daily life? The second one is, have you ever felt like you want to do more and be more, but you truly don't know how? The third one is, have you ever felt like you've been judged by someone, but in something you didn't do? I have felt all the 3 of those feelings. And believe me, I have decided for the first time to do something about it. And so, let me ask you again, if you had 24 hours to live, what would you do? And it is what I asked myself, and without thinking so much, I decided that I wanted to volunteer. It was a passion for me, but it was something that I was too afraid to do because I was scared to be judged by my family and asked, why are you doing this? It's not with money. And I was too afraid to know new people, but I did it. And I decided to join the Algerian Muslim Scout. And it was in that moment that my life has shifted. I became somebody with soft skills. I realized that the things that I was hiding were actually some things that I was good at. And I was too afraid to be called weird, but actually it was not weirdness, it was soft skills. I discovered that I could talk to public, I could learn a lot of languages. I was good in what I was doing. And slowly, my life became better. And this time, not because I planned it to be, but because I have cared about myself and what I am good at. And I have learned how to be better daily. And with that, I have changed my environment without feeling, because I was doing what I love, and the people around me were people like me. And in the end, I became somebody totally different. But guess what? Somebody who's totally different was the real me. I was living in a mask my whole life, and I was becoming so good at playing a part that I have thought that it was me, but it wasn't. It was just something coming from me asking, what am I supposed to do, instead of asking, what do I want to do? And with that, I have made small steps into self-awareness. I have become a person who can know her strengths and know her weaknesses, work on her strengths and develop and work on her weaknesses daily to become a better person. I have made small steps into something so wonderful called myself. And of course, we are all weak sometimes. We are not perfect, but we should do our best to always keep working on ourselves. And I'm going to finish by giving you 5 useful tips that really helped me involved. The first one is always ask for feedback. You will always involved and you are always discovering yourself daily, but you should always ask your friends and close people to tell you their feedbacks, because with that, you will know how to become better and you will work on your strengths and your weaknesses. The second thing is be humble. When you are learning, you will daily feel like you are there, like you became the best version of yourself, but it is never true. Never stop working on yourself. Do it daily. Third thing is do not be afraid of experience. Try new things, always go into new experiences, because if you do your worst, you would at least end up with an oops and not with a what if. And what if can haunt you your whole life. The first thing is always be yourself. Do not let anyone push you into some things that you don't want to do and some experiences that you don't want to go through or you're just not ready yet. Always, always be yourself and do the things that matches your values. The 5th thing is do not live your whole life in a box just because society tells you so. Do not go and measure yourself to things that you heard on Instagram or on social media. Because believe me, in the end, you are who you are. What you know, your skills, your passions are more than that. They are your superpower that makes you your own superhero. So in the end, I will ask you that. If you had 24 hours to live, what would you really want to do? Thank you so much, guys.